Welcome to the Stuff and Things Podcast, your home for all stuff related to your favorite things in entertainment. Now, here are your hosts.
Hello everybody and welcome to a new episode of the Stuff and Things Podcast. I am Sam. Today it's going to be a little bit different. It's our weekly episode, which we do every Friday for everyone throughout the year. Come rain, come shine, snow, hail, all the rest of the stuff we get on an average day here in the UK. Joining me this week is my Stranger Things partner in crime. It's my daughter Phoebe. Hello.
I'm back quite quickly.
You are.
I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting a longer wait and then a more dramatic return, but
I don't know. This kind of work. It's like a surprise return.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Well done. Thank you for that. So basically, my partner in crime, Stephan, him and his family did a great adventure over Christmas. Went away to Disney, which he will be wanting to talk about non-stop, so he's a little bit delayed coming back, and I was in this kind of like, okay, well maybe we miss a week, or maybe we don't, and then I used the power of my birthday, which it is today as we record, to basically press gang you into doing the show with me, because it's my birthday, you can't say no to me.
Exactly.
And then that's why you're here.
Also, you know,
it's fun.
Yeah.
People listening to this, some people might not be fans of Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And some people who were possibly aren't now. But me and Phoebe, that was our show together. We did the Stranger Things podcast discussing, we did a retrospective a few years ago and then discussed season 4. And then obviously with season 5 dropping Christmas and New Year, we did 3 different shows for the 3 different, releases. We're prepared to do another one should Conformity Gate be real. And that is a very niche reference. Anyone who gets it, drop me a message. Let me know if you believe. Sam at stuffandthingspodcast.com. You can get in touch with us via all the socials.
Okay.
I have to do that. Click like and subscribe. I have to do that. That's the thing.
Okay.
Anyway, one of the funniest things was me and Stephan we did like a brainstorming session a year ago, trying to work out topics that we discuss, and like some was like really easy because obviously we like to talk about Star Wars, the MCU, so it was like we could quite easily pick topics out of those big subjects and sort of dive into them, and we did. But then after you want to do a weekly show, after so many weeks, you suddenly start to realise there are only so many, TV, movie topics
that you've both seen. And
it starts to get a little bit...
Want to discuss,
Exactly. It starts to get a little bit more difficult. So we tried to broaden it, and also we put a thing out to a few people to say, hey, is there stuff you'd like to hear us talking about, or things that you think would be funny?
Stuff and things that you want to hear.
See, you're here. You're there for it. I'm impressed. Me and you, we've been talking about, okay, well, what can we do? Because I looked at the topics for me and Stephan, it was like, none of these really work for me and you. Like, there was one that was like comparing 80s to 90s cartoons. You were born in like 2000, what was it, 8?
Why are you pretending not to know? Okay.
No, it was just a kind of,
trying to sound funny, yeah.
Yeah. Did I fail?
Yeah.
It's my birthday, be nice to me.
Yay,
I'm very old. That's what it was. I forgot because I'm old.
Oh, right, yeah.
So, so that wouldn't work. So there was kind of like different things like that. So what we kind of settled on is we kind of have a chat, me and you, about favourite shows, favourite films, and try and see if there is a significant gap between me, a millennial.
Yeah.
I think I'm an elder millennial. I think that's what, because I'm like...
Oh, don't say elder millennial. There's a bad meme about that.
Is that a bad thing about that? Okay.
No.
Because I think I'm like right in that kind of...
Like cusp between...
Gen X.
Yeah.
I'm like that transitional thing.
Yeah, I think you're like on the year that it...
It's like, I think millennials kicked in like 1982. I was born 83. So yeah, it's like pretty much on that. And you are what, Gen Z?
Gen Z.
Okay,
Yeah.
and now is there already a generation after you, or are you currently the youngest?
Yeah, there's Gen Alpha after
wow,
me,
okay.
which I think is 2012. I think that's when that starts.
Okay, so you being 2008, you're kind of quite close to.
I
so
am.
when does Gen Z start then? When's that?
Late 90s?
Oh, okay,
potentially. I could be wrong with that. I think it's, or maybe early 90s. But that's the sort of range it's in. And then I think it's Gen Alpha, like in the one younger than me. And then next it's Gen Beta, but I don't know if that's in yet.
I would not want to be in Gen Beta. That has some negative connotation straight away. So Gen Alpha.
That's not me.
You're Gen Z.
I do not claim Gen Alpha. I am Gen Z.
All right. So Gen Z, what would you say? So it's kind of a difficult thing, like millennial into Gen Z. I mean, because me and you, like, there's several films we watch we both enjoy and stuff like that, but obviously there is going to be differences. Like, I mean, kind of a funny thing is, like, when you were younger, we started watching the MCU films together.
Yeah.
Because you were like, oh, I want to watch them. I think it was a case of because at one point they were too old for you to watch, and then it was like, come on, let me watch.
Yeah.
so we did that. I mean, I mean, perhaps I'm wrong, but I think you enjoyed them as we were.
No, I did, and we
them.
sort of did that big like catch up because I was quite a bit, behind, and it was sort of did that big catch up. Then I'd say I had about a year, maybe 2 years of being there for when they were released, and then COVID hit, and it kind of shut everything down. So I'd say I didn't have very long of sort of waiting for new Marvel films, because I did just kind of watch them all in one go.
It's kind of crazy as well, because once the MCU kind of got rolling, because it started with Iron Man, and they were sort of linking them a little bit, but once it was sort of hitting its stride, heading towards Infinity War and Endgame, we were getting 2 or 3 films a year. Yeah. Which was kind of crazy, but they were like really hitting the mark on it. There's obviously the thing, of course, post Endgame, a lot of people sort of gave up or like,
I have fallen out. Not fallen out, but I'm less engaged / excited, and the thing that's getting me sort of back into it is Doomsday. Yeah. And I feel like there's a lot of stuff I haven't watched that I am going to kind of need to watch to get some things.
I'll tell you what, so I'll put this to you, because I'd love to know your opinion on this, because this is kind of every generation has detractors. Every generation thinks they're the best, and what comes next is crap, generally. It's like a kind of like a thing, like Gen X think they're amazing, and millennials ruin everything. Yeah. Millennials think they're great, and Gen Z are just like...
And I hate Gen Alpha.
Yeah, so it's a thing. So it's like an ongoing thing. But one of the generalizations is attention span. Yeah. So I'd love to get your opinion on this, because, like, after Endgame, I know what happened with the MCU is Disney Plus launched. When Disney Plus launched, they said to all their studios, be it Star Wars, Disney, the Pixar, everyone, we need original content for our streaming service, because we need people to subscribe. Yeah. So we need the MCU fans, which is millions of people worldwide, to need to have Disney Plus
to be able
to watch stuff. So I get it, it's a business model, it makes sense, but the problem you've got is you've then got Marvel Studios with the same amount of people, the same budget, and the same time frame, trying to make 3 films a year, plus now 2 to 3 TV series a year. Yeah. And for me, and I think the head of all of it, Kevin Feige's even said this, it just ran into, it was like burning people out. It just wasn't working. There was lots of kind of errors and things. I personally think a lot of film concepts they adapted to TV series, and it didn't work. You look at, there's a TV series called Secret Invasion, which is all about Nick Fury. Yeah. The cast is amazing. The storyline should have been incredible, but it should have been a film. It was a film. Like the story was a film. that they carved up. It had acting like film level. So it's kind of stuff like that. Now, they have made changes. A guy called Brad Winderbaum's come in who is focused on making TV, like actually making them like TV shows.
Yeah.
And that change has made a massive difference. The shows that have come out since have been more like TV, episodic, which is great. And I do think the films have kind of found their kind of groove again after, things getting a bit spaced out. But sorry, to go back to full circle to the point I was going to make is when that happened with Disney Plus, the level of content you needed to consume to keep up went through the roof.
Yeah.
Like, you needed to watch this series before the next film to understand that film, and then you'd have to watch the series that came in between that and the next film.
Yeah.
To a lot of people, me and a lot of people in millennials, that was kind of fine. Like, I like it, it's something I enjoy, so I'm going to do it. The generalization is your generation were just like, that's way too much.
Yeah.
It's the criticism, and again, you can comment to this, it's the TikTok generation. If it's not a 30-second, like your attention span isn't there, not interested in series, long form series. So what do you think? Do you think that generalization has some basis in truth, or do you think it's unfair?
I will say I think there is an element of truth to it. I don't know if it's necessarily to do with what generation you are necessarily, but I think there is definitely a lot of people, and I'd say myself included in this, that when things started to get a bit more hectic, there was a lot there, and it got to a point and it felt like forcing myself to watch it for the sake of saying I've watched this Marvel film and I've watched that, rather than watching it because I want to and I want to like enjoy it. Yeah,
you're not alone in saying that, because there was like quite a long thing online I saw, which was it got to a point where it felt like work. Like I need to watch a 6-episode series on a character I don't know.
So that I can understand this film.
Yeah, so I can understand the next film. Now, I understand the business model idea to it. I understand the idea. We want to try and get these subscribers. We want to try and get this so people have to do it. I think it backfired. I think Disney and stuff really suffered. I think the MCU suffered as a consequence, because I think people stopped going to the cinema to watch the films, because there's no point. I'll wait for it to come out on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And then I'll watch whatever bloody series Disney Plus tells me I need to watch first. Yeah. And so I think it backfired massively. But like I said, these generalizations, you do watch TV series though, because the generalization thing is like Netflix allows binge watching.
Yeah.
So Netflix whole model has been for some time, right, we've got a new show, it's 10 episodes, here you go nuts. And your generation, again, using a stereotype, will watch those 10 episodes, like, nail it, done.
Yeah.
When it came to Stranger Things, anyone listening to those shows will know, you actually stayed up till like 1, 2 in the morning and then watched them. So that when it was released, you literally stayed up all night and watched them.
And then had school.
Yeah. So dedication-wise, very, very impressive. But again, that's... even when I was younger, I wouldn't have done that. I'd have just been like, really? I'll watch it whenever. Yeah, that's. But
then I feel like spoilers and the way spoilers are now is very different to back in your day.
All right, easy. Yes, I know.
But it's very easy to say, oh, if it comes up online, just scroll past it. Sometimes it looks like something you've already seen, or looks like something that was from a trailer, and you're just looking at it, and then next thing you know, it'll be like in a comment or something.
I tell you what, that's a valid point around how TV and movies now changed due to social media, because film companies, production companies use social media, like people like ourselves, like podcasters, everyone, content creators, to promote everything. Yeah. And so a perfect example of this is in the Star Wars, there are certain content creators who get advanced copies of things, and then they will create content based on everything they've seen, so that way one Star Wars Lucasfilm says to them, right, here's the release date, we want stuff that day, like the day it comes out, we want you everywhere talking about how good it is, etc, etc, etc. What I find kind of interesting with that is obviously algorithms. So TikTok, for example, is a great version of that. So right now, because I went down the rabbit hole of watching videos on Conformity Gate around Stranger Things, all these conspiracy theories, I cannot load my TikTok without being blasted with video after video after video of that stuff, because that's how the algorithm works.
Yeah.
So you're quite right. If you've been like looking forward to something, watching trailers, watching fan theories of what might happen, the minute that airs, you're going to have content creators posting about it straight away, like, oh, spoiler alert, anyway, that guy died, and you're like, what? I didn't have time to...
Or spoiler alert will just be tiny little text on the side.
Yeah. And unfortunately, again, this is down to monetization, because content creators are typically monetized, and they are looking to get the content out there to get people to engage with it, to earn money. I get it. It's a bit frustrating, but I do understand. So, yeah, you are right. You are right in the fact of, like, if this is something that's important to you, that you want to watch it, you don't want it spoiled, you do kind of have to almost either go about your day blinkered or watch it the minute it drops.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still pretty pissed at Netflix that they changed the release times to give America the, the release date, but, whatever. Made in America, I suppose, but nah. It's funny because, I mean, again, with the American things, like, I quite like watching the Super Bowl, but I'm never going to stay up and watch the Super Bowl, but I will watch, I will record it and watch it the next day. But typically, I get up, work, which means I have to avoid the radio. I have to avoid social media. I literally have to say blinker. Now, I can do that here in England because, the radio station might say, wow, the Super Bowl last night had this happen, but if I load social media or anything because I like following it, I will see the score instantly. Yeah. So I literally have to have a blinkered day up to even avoiding my friends in America. Hey, Alfie. Just in case they go, wow, did you watch that game? Jeez. Like, no, shut up! Yeah. Because even well intended, it's like, oh yeah, it's a really great game, especially the last bit. You can spend the whole thing like, oh, gotta wait for the last bit, something good happens. And that happens with TV shows and films. Like, you go into school, for example, and a friend's seen it and you haven't, and they're like, oh, yeah, I won't spoil it, but the last scene, oh my God. And you're going to be like, yeah. Great,
I've got one friend at school who, for some reason, I could never relate to this, loves spoilers. So I came in and I had watched Stranger Things and she hadn't. She's like, tell me what happened. tell me. And then she's like, just a little spoiler. Yeah, just a little. Just tell me something. Just something small.
Tell me someone dies. Tell me. I mean, you could have had fun with that.
Yeah, I did. But then I feel like I went too rogue and then it became unbelievable.
Obvious, yeah. Well, I mean,
it was funny while it lasted.
Yeah, I'd be horrible with that, I think. That sort of power, I should never be trusted with that. But they, but like I said, it is good. And the spoilers thing is interesting because back when this podcast first started, we were focused purely on The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead was such a massive show. There was a whole community called the Spoiling Dead that literally would fly drones over the set, would have long-range photographers there every day.
Crazy.
It was crazy. Like, literally, you knew every episode. And these people made contacts and, like, would have copies of scripts ahead of time. Like, and Alfie, who loved it, all of it. Like, he would know what was coming in an episode almost scene by scene and still watch the episode and enjoy it. Me, couldn't be like that. Like, no, that's not it. So we used to do a segment on it, because a lot of people do like it. So we did a segment on the podcast right at the very end, Alfie's spoiler section, and he would talk and I would literally mute his mic and watch the bars of him talking so I didn't get spoiled. And then when it finished, I'd see like the bars go down and I'd unmute, like, oh, thanks, man, that's really great. But spoilers not for me, but it is frustrating, especially if you're really keen on seeing something, because it's like, I want to see how this goes. I want to watch it myself. And like I said, even the non-spoilery spoiler where someone's like, oh, I'm not going to spoil it, but wow, the second scene and the whole thing's amazing. You're like, oh, what? Now I'm going to be expecting that. And if I get a second scene, I'm like, what was that? It's probably because my expectation was so friggin' high now. So, yeah.
I understand it when I'm watching something that's already released. It's already completed. Like, there's shows that I'll watch that will have already finished, they're already done, but I'm watching it later on, and I know if I want to see, what people said about season 1, because it's already all out there, I'm probably going to see stuff from other seasons, get a bit of spoilers. And I can accept that because it's not new, it's not fresh, whatever. It's just when there's a show that's sort of big scale and that's getting spoiled, that's kind of when I'm like, no.
I get that. So, again, a generalisation I want to put to you just to see what you think, because it's a contradiction that I always find quite funny. Your generation would prefer to watch a series over a film because a film is too long.
Oh.
Do you think that is a sweeping generalisation? Or do you think actually...
I will say I know a lot of people my age that would agree with that. I'm on the fence. I feel like this is going to sound weird. If it's a film I've seen before, I'd rather watch the film than binge watch a TV show I've already seen. But if it's something that I'm watching for the first time, I'd rather watch a TV show than a new film. Because I feel like, especially if the TV show's done well and broken into the segments, even if I'm binging it and watching it one after the other, the break in between the episodes, I'll still have a pause.
It's kind of funny because I always remember this meme from Netflix, which is Netflix says to its customer, "Hey, we got this amazing 4-hour film to watch," and the customer says, "That's ridiculous. Who'd watch a 4-hour film? That's ridiculous." "Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Anyway, we got this brand new series of 8 episodes, 30 minutes each," and the customer says, "Brilliant, I'll watch it all in one day."
Yeah.
Which is so true. When you think about it, it's kind of mad. But you're right. I mean, there is natural breakpoints. It's when I were a boy and television had 5 channels only, you'd have films on with commercials. Literally, I mean, thanks to the advent of television with fast forward and live pause, I very rarely watch commercials now, and obviously streaming and stuff like that, except for Paramount Plus. I refuse to pay the ad-free premium for Paramount Plus. I'm just not doing it. But yeah, so that bugs me a little bit sometimes. But it's just no, I draw the line somewhere. Do you know I have YouTube Premium?
That's actually kind of sad.
It is and it isn't. Do you know why I have it? Have I told you this?
No.
Alright, so Cobra Kai, the TV series, debuted on YouTube. YouTube was trying to launch its own original content to battle Netflix and stuff like that.
Right.
So the TV series, the only way you could get access to it was to subscribe, become a premium member to access it. Show I really wanted to watch. Loved it. What I didn't realise when I subscribed is when you're a premium member of YouTube, you don't have adverts anymore.
Yeah.
I cannot put into words how much I love not having adverts on YouTube. And
so
therefore,
now you can't go back.
No, so therefore, when Cobra Kai went to Netflix, and I was like, oh, I should really cancel that. That's like £13-14 a month I don't need to spend. I've just kept it.
Silly.
I'm not alone though. Like Alfie's the same. Alfie, my friend in America, we both did it. We both subscribed. We both watched Cobra Kai. We both said, oh, we should really cancel that, and then just haven't, because it's like, God tier. It's just amazing. No adverts on YouTube. On Creab. So yeah, it's interesting, like the contrasting kind of attitudes of things. Like for me, like the whole cinema thing as well is kind of like an interesting thing, because there's this whole concept that cinema's dying, and the whole idea behind that is every generation goes less. Like the idea is that, but I don't necessarily buy into that.
No, I know a lot of people that my age love going to the cinema. The thing about it is the price. That's the thing that puts people off when they know they could get it free at home. Yeah. As much as people love the experience, they love the food, they love being able to watch it in that sort of environment. Because it does, I feel like the cinema can always heighten what you're watching. Yeah, I agree. Because it's big screen, the sound, it's good quality.
There's also a thing about watching in a group, because a perfect example is a comedy. You go watch a comedy in the cinema, you will find yourself laughing more because people are laughing. It's like going to watch a comedy show. Have you ever watched a stand-up comedian comedy show like Netflix or something like that? Imagine the laugh tracks removed. Imagine you don't hear the audience. It would be weird. like that, like someone telling jokes and then just like in the background.
Yeah.
It'd be weird. Because people are having a good time, they've gone to the show, they want to be entertained, they're laughing, it's jokes, it's funny. When you go to watch a comedy film in the cinema, it's that same thing. So, like, I could watch a film in the cinema as a comedy and laugh my head off, watch it at home, and just be like, do you know what I mean? It's like, that's the reaction. But that's because you're with a group, we're with friends. I mean, like you said, I imagine it's heightened in every, like, I obviously wouldn't go and watch a horror film because I'm a massive wimp and I don't like them. But I imagine if you're in a screening of a horror film and everybody jumps.
Yeah. It's also a good, experience to go with friends. You want something to do, but you don't want to be,
talking.
Yeah, walking around doing much cinemas. And I hadn't been for ages. The first thing I saw at the cinema, like I'd say in the last couple of years after not really going, I guess since COVID, was Thunderbolts.
Yeah. It was
and I went with a couple of my friends. There were some posters on her desk. I don't know if they were meant to be taken, but we took them.
As you
I've
should.
got a Thunderbolts poster in my room, and it was great. It was nice to see something in the cinema.
Have you got the Thunderbolts one, or have you got the New Avengers one?
No, I've got the Thunderbolts one.
So that's quite good. I imagine they were probably ones they'd taken down, because after it had been in the cinema for 3 days, the title got updated. So if you've got a poster with Thunderbolts and the asterisk, I imagine that's quite a cool thing. Oh.
Well, they were just on this desk right by the thing. There was a whole stack of them.
Oh yeah, if people leave stuff around, that's for taking. That's like if someone.
Well, an employee watched us do it, and I feel like if there was a problem, they would have said stop.
Yeah.
Put it back, and they didn't. They just looked at us and smiled. So.
Well, fair enough. So hello. Look at them stealing everything. Have a good day. Yeah. Well, no, I mean, that's good. I mean, yeah, Thunderbolts is a good film. I remember you were going to watch it and we were talking about, okay, what have I missed? Whoa, okay, quite a lot.
Yeah.
But it's still a good film, though. Like, you could watch that not really having watched a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I feel like I had missed quite a bit. Like, a show that you keep telling me to watch, and I do keep intending to watch Marvel show. I really can't be bothered, but it's Falcon and Winter Soldier.
That was the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just really I don't know. And it's weird because Bucky is one of my favourite characters. I also like Falcon. I just don't know why
So, interesting thing about Bucky, just this is complete tangent a second. The actor who plays Bucky has just been cast in the DC.
Yep.
So
Doomsday, he's fucked.
Yeah, so everyone's like, well, clearly he's gone then, because you can't be under contract, because that's, in the Marvel contracts, you can't go and do other comic book stuff. So he's clearly done. So everyone's like, well, that kind of sucks, because now we know he's dead. But, goodbye, Bucky. I wonder if Rocket would get that arm, though, like as a memorial. One can only hope. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, there are, like I said, there are these kind of sweeping generalizations. So let's kind of dive into a little bit. So do you have, because with me, some people ask me, because I do a podcast about films and TV, I was like, okay, what's your favourite TV show? What's your favourite film? And I find it really difficult because it changes. And not just like it updates, but like your mood changes and sort of like you kind of look at things. But if I'm kind of like pressed on it, I will say my favourite film is Gladiator. Have you ever even seen that?
No.
Okay.
No, I have not.
Why were you laughing? What's wrong with Gladiator?
Isn't in like the second one got the actor that plays
the second one's not that good.
Oh.
Yeah, the second one, they didn't need to make that. That wasn't great.
Oh, well, no, I've never seen it.
Okay, well,
oops.
I can actually quote a lot of it, but I'm not going to, because that's very sad. But like TV series, for example, I find that incredibly difficult because there's so many different genres of TV shows. Like, there's some shows like Game of Thrones, Sopranos, Stranger Things. They're like epic TV shows, Walking Dead, stuff like that I've really, really enjoyed. So I find that nearly impossible to say. I mean, I will say that the endings of certain shows ruin them for me. Like the ones I've just listed, and amongst that, pretty much all of them, the endings, I just want to put my head through a wall.
Yeah. But I'd say it's because there are some shows or films that I absolutely love, but only sort of feel the need to watch once. And I can say I absolutely love them, but then it feels weird to say, oh, they're my favourite film, because I've only watched it once, but that was sort of enough to, like, feel content by it. You know what I mean?
So this is going to be kind of funny then, because I already know the answer to one of my questions, but can you tell me a film that you would say is a brilliant film you absolutely loved, but you have only ever watched it once? And you're kind of happy that you've only ever watched it once. Like, if someone said to you, oh, do you want to watch it again now? You'd be like, meh, but you loved it.
Yeah. I don't think you know this film, but I've mentioned it to you, but you've not seen it. It's Me Before You. Yeah, very sad. And I'm not really a sad film person, and I think that's why I'd only watch it. I'm, like, happy that I've seen it. Like, I feel content in the story, but I feel like watching it again would, like, physically do me damage.
Oh, that
like it was like I'm not a proper crier with films. Like I feel like as someone that does a lot of acting and stuff like that, I'm quite good a lot of the time. I can get a bit like teary, like I can empathise, but I'm then quite good at separating this is a film, this isn't real.
Yeah, they're fine.
There's very few times when in like a character death or something will happen that I will like
Tony Stark. Yes.
I didn't sob at Tony Stark.
No, Stephan did in the cinema.
No.
Grown-ass man crying his eyes out. Brilliant.
But, like, there are some things, and some of them are, like, really random. Like, the Simpsons movie, when Marge leaves Homer.
Yeah, I remember
that would, for some reason, trigger something inside me.
Well,
and
it's like a really funny show that you've always enjoyed, and then that's quite a serious moment. It's like, that's a shock.
Like, but it's such, like, a random one. And then this film, I had to, there's one scene, if anyone has seen Me Before You, they will know the scene I'm on about.
Alright, be careful with spoilers
I'm not going to spoil it. There's one scene, and I had to genuinely, I paused it, I closed my iPad, I was sobbing, and I had to finish the film the next day. I was like, no, I need a break. I need a.
And you're telling me you enjoyed this film? Yeah. This is like a film. Oh wow, okay.
But
do you know? I just thought of another film that you cried at when you were younger, and I felt incredibly guilty over, and that was Hocus Pocus.
Oh my god, I hate that film now.
You were traumatized by it, and that was my fault because I'd forgotten. So for anyone, lots of people would have seen it, but possibly the same as me would have forgotten this. So in Hocus Pocus, there's a possessed cat cannot die. To show the cat cannot die, in it, the cat is run over and appears to be dead. I don't know how old you weren't old, maybe 7, 8.
You younger, I'd say younger.
Oh, 7, right, you're making me really bad now.
7, 6.
But I thought this is a fun Halloween film because you loved Halloween dressing up. This would be great. Completely forgetting the storyline about the cat or the whole virgin candle thing as well, but that was over your head at that point. But yeah, the cat gets run over and you lost it. You were gone, and not like, oh no, the poor cat. Like, and I could have gone, don't worry. You know, he's fine.
Yeah, I know.
You were ball. I had to turn it off. I had to. I was just like, no, he's fine. And I kept saying to you, no, he's fine. He comes back, and you would not have it. You would not watch it.
No,
and I felt awful.
Now, from that moment, I've like watched it since, and I just don't like the film.
No,
just because I have this memory of like
traumatic memory. Yeah. Your father. Yeah, I'm sorry. That was awful. I just because it's like you don't think like it's not a massive part of the film. It just because it's like so seconds as well
at the start, just to prove the cat can't die.
Yeah, and then. But
I didn't care.
No, you were not good.
It was quite a brutal death, and I think it just took
me
by
they get
surprise.
run over by the car. Yeah, that was not good. Okay, so Me Before You. Yeah. That's your kind of brilliant film.
Watched it
it's
once.
Not okay.
Yeah.
So now, is there a film you would say that you could happily watch? If I said to you, right, watch this, rewind it and watch it again, you could.
You know the answer to this.
I mean, I'm fairly confident I do because I think since I found out you liked it, I think you've watched it maybe 30 times, and that was just last year.
Yeah.
How can you put right? Okay, tell everyone the film.
10 Things I Hate About You.
Which I believe is a 90s teen,
late 90s.
Late 90s teen movie. So my era of films going to the cinema. I actually think I went to the cinema to watch that.
I'm jealous.
Don't be. I think I got dragged there. One of the things about, I mean, to me, it's a fun film. It's kind of nostalgic for me, kind of funny. There's certain things in it that crack me up. Like there's the characters, he like shows everyone around. Some of the stuff he comes out with is just brilliant and just. But yeah, but for me, it's like, oh, that's a funny film. That's it.
Yeah.
For you, for whatever reason, have some affinity for that film. That you, how many times genuinely now? Because I was just plucking a number.
Yeah.
How many times genuinely do you think you've watched that film? It's over 10.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'd put it down to, it's one that probably gets watched at least once a month, at least.
Oh my god!
Because do you want to know the main reason I watched it?
Okay.
There was something downstairs, and you put it on.
Yeah.
Had it on, and then you were like partway through. I was quite young, and then partway through, you were like, "Fuck, this is not appropriate. This is not what we wanted to show you," and you turned it off. And I was like, I was enjoying that, and I sort of was like angry, and I held on to it. And for some reason, I decided to like wait until, I don't know when I first watched it, 14, 15, but I was like, no, I will wait until I can watch it. And then there was one time I had seen it on a streaming service, and I was like, I remember this. Yeah. They wouldn't let me watch it, and I watched it, and I feel like there was an element of like inside, I felt like I was breaking some kind of rule, and it made me like.
So do you feel that like your attachment to this film is now pure rebellion then?
I feel like that's how it started.
But you loved it, so
yeah, and then I just feel like it's a film that sort of I can watch with any mood, and now it's gotten to a point where it's also sort of a comfort film. So if I'm ill,
I get that, because there's certain films and stuff and TV series even I remember. So for me, it's kind of funny because like if I was off ill from school when I was a kid, there were certain TV shows that were on in the day that I'd never see because obviously I'd always be at school, and these were shows that like were reruns of like 70s kind of like Murder, She Wrote, which is stuff just bizarre TV shows. But when you're ill on the sofa, it's just like you're just watching it, not really paying attention. To the point now that like if I hear the theme tune, it's like comforting. It's like a nice kind of like feeling to it. Yeah. But yeah, there are certain films stuff like that you like feel like crap. I'm trying to think of a film or anything that I can watch, because when I was a kid, young, I watched The Never-Ending Story on a loop. To the point that my eldest brother Lee snapped the tape in half, like just literally just couldn't handle it anymore. His ringtone on my phone is Never Ending Story now, by the way. Yeah, that's just my own little bit of revenge anytime he calls me. But yeah, he lost it. He took it out of the machine and snapped it, and then my mum had to tape it off the TV for me next time it came on, and I'd watch that until it died. But that was when I was young. I'm trying to think if there's like film, because there are times where there's certain films, like, so for example, the MCU stuff, like when Infinity War first hit Disney Plus and stuff like that, I'd put that on almost like in the background, like I was doing stuff, like I was writing or reading, and it'd just be on, and because I can just dip in and out of it, I know it all so well. But yeah, I don't think there's a film really I've got this like my. Like, I'd tell you a weird film that I watched a fair few times until I read a blog post about it. It was called Passengers.
I heard of it.
Right, so I'm going to tell you the premise of this film. You just tell me if you think this is messed up, right?
Right, okay.
So this film is a romance. Right. It is set in the future, and it's a spaceship which is travelling from Earth to a new planet.
Okay.
Because of the length of time, people get put into these cryo chambers to sleep. By the time they arrive in the new planet, 1,000 years would have passed, so everyone they're leaving behind is long gone. But they're going. It's like an adventure, a new frontier kind of thing. Yeah. This guy's pod breaks and he wakes up. He realizes he's alone on this massive ship. Yeah. And he's freaked out. The only company he's got is a robotic bartender, who's obviously a robot and can talk to him. He's like AI, but that's all he has. So he goes through the whole range of emotions of like, I'm all alone, I can do what I want. I'm all alone, I'm fed up, I'm doomed. Like, but I'll be long gone, my bones will be dust by the time anyone else on the ship wakes up. One day, he bumps into a pod with a beautiful woman in it, so he breaks her pod on purpose to wake her up so he could be with her.
Bitch! What?
I know, right? And this is a romance, right?
I'd be so angry if I was
so
her.
angry. Oh, angry ain't the word. So she doesn't know. She thinks hers is malfunctioned too. He lies to her, says, yeah, it's malfunctioned.
What?
They fall in love. They're happy. They're brilliant. And then she finds out, of course.
Oh, yeah.
And she beats the shit out of him, as you should.
As she should.
But then they end up together because, this is a film and somehow that's how it has to end. He saves her life, but whatever. Anyway, so I watched this film a few times. It's actually quite a watchable film. Like, you just put it on. You'd have to. It's not a big thinker, if that makes sense. Anyway, I read this blog post, this Reddit post, which said this film should be a horror film, like a chilling psychological thriller, and all it would take is a slight recut and the music being changed. And I was like thinking about it, and I was like, actually, yeah. Imagine if the guy was waking up women at different increments, like having relationships with them or whatever, killing them, and then would wake up another one and go through the whole thing.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a real psychological, messed up film.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's Passengers. That's nice. That's a good film. I've probably just ruined that for a lot of people. It's been out for like 10, 15 years, so...
Okay.
Yeah, okay, scary. But anyway, after reading that, I don't watch that film anymore.
Yeah.
So, you're right. That film's messed up.
I will say with Marvel films, because I sort of watched them all in one big block, like very close together.
Yeah.
A lot of them did sort of blur into one, or I'd sort of forget about it. And there were certain ones that I either didn't really like or didn't really pay that much attention to. And then it got to a point not too long ago, probably last year before, I was like, right, because Marvel's sort of, slowly, going down.
Yeah.
I'll watch some of the older ones that I maybe didn't, acknowledge as much at the time. And one of them was Captain America: Civil War, and that's now become my favourite. That's a Marvel film that I will just rewatch.
Yeah.
And it's one, I think, because Captain America's in the title. I was never that keen on the Captain America films as a sort of general, so I feel like I probably just zoned out of that.
It's funny.
But it is basically an Avengers film.
I mean, it is. Yeah. I mean, it's like the Captain America films were kind of used as Avengers adjacent, kind of. They kicked into the Avengers each time. Because the first Captain America is called Captain America: The First Avenger.
Yeah.
So it kind of begins the arc each time. So Civil War began that arc.
Yeah.
See, my favourite one's the Winter Soldier, because that does the whole Hydra. Now,
I do like that one.
I talk about how crappy it was when they did this. You have to watch the TV show, all this, because with Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Prior to that, Disney owned a network in the USA called ABC, and they did a show called Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, you made me start watching that. And
you lost interest. Yeah, to be fair, it drifts and goes off on a weird tangent, so you haven't missed a lot. But what was amazing about that show was the planning that went into it. So the show starts 2 years before Winter Soldier comes out in the cinema.
Yeah.
But they obviously knew the plan, because what they did was they introduced you to characters as part of the team that you love this team. There's like 5 of them. They're all brilliant. They're your characters. You're following them. When Winter Soldier come out and you find out that most of S.H.I.E.L.D. was Hydra, one of those characters for 2 and a bit years that you loved turned on everyone, tried to kill him.
Oh.
That episode alone was incredible. Like, you were just shocked. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. And like the whole arc of episodes that happened after, it was like 8 episodes after the film came out, was just like must see TV. It was like, I have to watch. This is unbelievable. Like, what they've done is incredible. There was this character, and then because they couldn't trust anyone, because how could you? Like, this guy you've literally been living with every day, working with non-stop for 2 years, just pulled a gun on you, tried to kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was insane. It was just brilliant. They lost that completely. Like, the whole trying to do too much. They lost that cohesion. But if they'd been able to do something like that with Disney Plus, where it was just one show that, was like, when the film comes out, it's like, okay, need to watch this before the film comes out. Okay, now I've seen the film now. I need to watch, like, people would have been so invested in that, but it was like all over the place.
My favourite Marvel TV show is pretty WandaVision, and
That's the first one.
Yeah, and that sits quite. I mean, it does have links, but it does also sit quite nicely on its own as its own thing.
I tell you, and it's amazing to me you weren't interested to watch it as the follow-up to that Agatha All Along.
I intended to.
Is really good. It's really good, really good. I have just thought of a film that I can watch over and over again. I just, weirdly, I've realised it's called The Martian. Stars Matt Damon. It's a sci-fi film where humans have sent a mission to Mars like they would to the moon.
Yeah. And
he gets left behind, so he's there by himself. And it's a weird film, like Castaway with Tom Hanks and all these kind of like survival films. He's there by himself.
Yeah.
And he has to survive. He has to try and work out, okay, it's 4 years before they can even send a ship to save me. I've got enough food to last 3 months. I'm on a planet that's dead. Like, how could I grow anything? And so it's like the survival thing of him going through it. I love that film. Like, I can watch that film all the way through and then probably watch it again. So yeah, that's mine. That's The Martian. I think it's amazing. And it's funny because like Matt Damon, I don't find that captivating an actor, if that makes sense. But in that, he's just perfect. Just absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Which I guess sometimes it's the script, the director, that has to be the right combination. But yeah, so if sort of guns ahead, then you were asked what is your favourite film? Like I said, I'd say it changes, but I'd say Gladiator. Yeah. What would you say?
I feel like 10 Things I Hate About You would probably be go-to as a top one. Yeah. But then I feel like there is a close I feel like the rest of them do fluctuate. But I feel like because 10 Things I Hate About You would always be up there, I feel like I then subsequently put that one.
That's kind of how I am with Gladiator. It's like, it fluctuates like Forrest Gump sometimes, I'd say that.
I was going to say Forrest Gump.
But Gladiator is just, there's something about that film like spoke to me. It was incredible.
Yeah, Forrest Gump is an incredible film.
I mean, I'm a history nerd as well, so there's stuff in Forrest Gump.
But there's so many elements that, like, it takes off so many genres, and for such a kind of sad film, there's so much sadness in it. It's also got such a wholesome feeling, and it's like, how is it achieving all of this in a film?
I think there's two parts to that. One, I think it's an amazing script. Like, whoever wrote that, the book, the script, it's just what a insane imagination to do that. Tom Hanks is also kind of a generational actor that can kind of immerse himself into something where you forget it's Tom Hanks completely, and you're just completely watching him the whole time. He in that film is truly brilliant. But I always remember with it, it's like my a friend of mine always just like, I hate that film. I was like, how can you hate that film? It's amazing. I hate it. Everyone he loves dies. He said, I swear to God, that kid probably dies in a bus crash the minute he walks away at the end of the film. I was like, okay, I do see your point. That literally this guy goes through his life with all the difficulties he faces. Everyone he cares for does die. Except for Lieutenant Dan, who's like got his magic legs, like, walking around.
Gets a happy ending.
Yeah, he's got a wife, he's a millionaire. Yeah, he got to live his life. He had a pretty dark patch for a while, but he came through it, Yeah, that's an incredible film. But yeah, so if it was like gun to head, you had to pick one. 10 Things I Hate About You is like because it's always there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I feel the same about Gladiator.
But then I also feel like if someone asks favourite film, I always forget animated films exist. Because there are some of those which I do really like. And not even necessarily just in like a childish, animated... like some of them are just really good films.
No, I love Tangled. I love Tangled.
I love Megamind. And WALL-E. I love WALL-E.
See, the WALL-E one is like The Martian almost, like, because there's not a massive amount of dialogue. It's all very kind of watching a little robot live his life, but the friggin' thing is so endearing.
Yeah.
You're like rooting for him from the minute you meet him. This one little robot trying to tidy the whole planet. Yeah. Like doing his job every day, fixing everything. Well, I mean, also, WALL-E appears to be a pathetic tale of where we're going as a species, which, is good fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. Actually, when people say to you like, I think though, when you're getting older, if someone says you, "What's your favorite film?" You're like Aladdin. People might judge you a little bit. You know, it's like, yeah,
Potentially.
The Lion King. I think girls might be able to get away with that a little bit more. I think if I did it, I think I'd get judged quite harshly.
No, don't say that. There's no gender.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there is with Disney stuff. I think there is.
Yeah.
I think if I was to say my favourite film of all time, Cinderella, I'd get a few raised eyebrows.
Well, yeah, because Cinderella's a bit ass.
Yeah, there's that as well. There's that. Live action remakes. Then we'll just finish on this because there is because they've done a few of them.
Yeah.
Have you enjoyed any of them, or is there any that stand out to you? Have you thought, why have you bothered? Like, the animated film's good, which seems to be an attitude I have.
Ironically, after what I just said about Cinderella, I do prefer the live action,
Yeah.
and I don't really like either. But if someone said you have to watch a Cinderella, I'd choose the live action over the animated.
Do you have a live action of a Disney sort of classic that you like? So
I don't mind the Beauty and the Beast one, but that's quite a...
Yeah, that's quite. I mean, it's quite sweet, that one. I quite like Maleficent because it's not a direct remake. If you know what I mean,
wouldn't class that as a remake.
No.
Like, because Cruella as well, that's kind of just a villain origin story. I
Do
feel like that's
you feel like they ought to focus more doing that
rather than remakes? Yeah.
Because they have announced a live action remake,
Yeah.
which is now going into production. It's been the one that's been rumored for a long time. It's one that the animated I loved, and that's Tangled.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Because that was a film we watched a lot when you were a kid. I mean, I loved that. You're talking about like a comfort film when you were ill and stuff. Brave.
Yeah.
Like, you loved that. Merida. You loved that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I can't judge it until it's
Of course.
out.
Yeah, of
But
course. The thing I don't like is, like, I watched the live action Aladdin, and there's parts of that which are just literally word for word, scene for scene.
Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna
pointless.
make a live action, you have to make it like true to the source material, but make it a bit different. Otherwise, you're just kind of making a duplicate.
Well, they made a live action Lion King.
But it's just CGI.
It's just, yeah. Like, how can you possibly call that live action? Like, that's not... It was such a bizarre thing to do. Like, the animated... All it is just a different style of animation.
Yeah. But one of my favourite, like Disney of the princess films is Mulan. And some of the key parts of that is, like, the dragon and everything like that. Well, obviously, they can't have, a live action dragon. And so the live action just really sort of...
I think that with the Mulan one, it was interesting because I remember reading at the time they made a choice to try and stick it to the legend more.
Yeah.
Which is fine because it makes it, you can watch both of them as separate films almost.
Yeah.
But it's kind of frustrating because, okay, well, if you're going to do that then, Disney, then Aladdin should be more like the legend and not the film.
Yeah.
But go that way.
You can't 50-50 it, because they tried to make it more like the legend, but then also made bits quite similar to the film, and it's like, either make it something different, call it something else. Yeah, it's got the same characters, but it is, or make it like the Legend of Mulan.
Like I said, I didn't dislike the live action version of that, but the animated one I prefer because, one, the songs in it are great, and two, it's very funny. Like the Eddie Murphy as the frigging dragon is just a riot. So the Mulan's brilliant. Do you have a favourite animated kind of Disney film, or a favourite animated film? Is Megamind your favourite of all the animated films? Because like Shrek, for example, is amazing.
I feel like Megamind, maybe The Incredibles, the first one.
Yeah.
Possibly, I watched those a lot as a child.
Is
Incredibles is
I mean, that again, though, is like the live action thing, because the guy behind The Incredibles is making Incredibles 3 currently.
Yeah.
And has announced that they are either going to do a live action series or a live action movie off the back of it.
Yeah.
It could work as a series. Like a Disney Plus, like that could actually be better than doing a film.
I feel like if they did a series, what I'd want is sort of the glory days of before The Incredibles, of just Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl separately when they were weren't
it
together.
would make casting easier, because I think, I mean, saying that you'd miss Jack, you wouldn't have,
the kids.
Yeah, you wouldn't have the kids, but yeah, Frozone, you could have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could almost do make it then a prequel series to the film,
Yeah.
And live action. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do, because there are stories and there are things in amongst it. If it's done right, it's really entertaining and could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, over the last few years, in my opinion, they've just got it wrong. Like you said with the Mulan, it's like it was neither a brand new take, and it was neither a complete remake, but live action.
I think a lot of people would like villain origin stories.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, because the way they did the Maleficent one and the Cruella one were very clever, because they're just awful villains in the films. But then actually, no, here's the reason why they're cranky. There's a good reason why they're so mad. I mean, there's literally the Cruella wants to make a coat out of dogs. There can't be, there can't be a lot of redeeming qualities there. But actually, no, you watch that film, you're like, yeah, kill them damn dogs. They're annoying. No, is that not the lesson? Okay, moving on. Anyway, that's our show. Thank you so much for keeping me company this week. It's been lovely. Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday.
Thank you for doing this. Next week, everybody, Stephan will return, so normal service. I'm sorry about that, but he has to come back because he's under contract. Until then, I'm hoping me and you can find some movies or some shows, and we'll talk again throughout the year.
Guys, you should send in some requests.
To
the socials. Ooh.
Oh, now you're doing it.
Yeah, because I was trying to.
So there's an idea. How about people send in late 90s teen stuff that they think you should watch?
All right, I'll give it a go.
Yeah, and we'll see. Yeah. And then you can come on and do a show where you review the stuff that people have sent in.
Yeah, all
How
right.
about that? Is that you up for that? All right, okay, we'll do that then. So Sam at stuffandthangspodcast.com. Get in touch via the podcast apps. I know a lot of people like to do that with Pandora app in the USA. I hope everyone's well. We'll be back real soon. Me and Stephan next week. Me and Phoebe again sometime in the future. Say goodbye to all the lovely people.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to the Stuff and Things podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. You can find us on Facebook or online. Simply search the Stuff and Things podcast to join in our conversation every week.